Algebra Lesson 7-3b. Now that we have more than one method for solving systems of equations, and even though right now we're going to specifically work on how to use linear combinations to solve, still, in story problems, one of the most difficult things for students is to be able to take the information and write the two equations. So we don't want to forget that we still want to involve one of them that typically involves quantity, the amount that's involved, and the other one that involves the values. How much something costs, how much something weighs, some form of that. So here is a situation involving types of gravel, and we have two different types, gravel X and gravel Y. What we know is that what we don't know is how many cubic feet of this gravel we have, and we don't know how many cubic feet of gravel Y we have, but we do know the weights of each kind. There's 40 pounds, it weighs 40 pounds per cubic foot for the gravel X, and 48 pounds per cubic foot of gravel Y. We've been given this information that there's a total of 12 cubic feet, and that there's a total of 520 pounds when we put them together. So we need two equations. We need one that involves quantity, so that's the amount, and we need something else that involves the value. So looking at this info, I would say if we took all of gravel X and added it to all of gravel Y, it's going to have to be a total of 12 cubic feet. All the cubic feet of X plus all the cubic feet of Y makes a grand total of 12 cubic feet. Now we put the values involved. So X is 40 pounds. So we can say 40X. And Y is 48 pounds per cubic foot. So 48Y is going to equal the total of 520 pounds. We can use linear combinations. I think it's easier to take this equation and multiply by something to change the coefficients, because right now the coefficients are each 1. So it's very easy to multiply this entire equation by something so that it'll match up but just be opposite. And what I'm going to multiply it all by is negative 40. So everything's going to get multiplied by negative 40, and that's going to result in negative 40x plus negative 40y is equal to negative, and when you multiply 4 times 12 you get 48, so 40 times 12 would be negative 480. And now we can take all of this and we can combine it. We can put 40x plus 48y, and over here 520. And we're set up perfectly for linear combinations. The positive and negative 40x's will cancel each other out. You have 8 more positive y's than you do negative. And when you add 520 to negative 480, you'll find that there's 40 difference. Divide by 8. And that gives us y equals 5. Now y represents the cubic feet. So we have 5 cubic feet of gravel Y. That should make it very easy to solve for X, because if you put 5 right here and subtract 5 from both sides, you're going to get X equals 7. So we can solve that, X plus Y. So X plus 5 is equal to 12. Subtract 5, or plus negative if you'd rather, and you end up with X equals 7 cubic feet. And if you test it, 40 times 7 is 280. 48 times 5 is going to be like 48 times 10, but cut in half, which is 240. So if we have 280 plus 240, makes 520. It works in both. So we know exactly how much we have. We have 7 cubic feet of this type of gravel and 5 cubic feet of this type of gravel to make these totals. So again, linear combinations works pretty well, and we could back it up with a graph if we wanted to.